We're at GDC catching up with Jim Ryan. Always lovely to talk to you. Of course,
it's been a while, man, hasn't it?
It has been a while because last time around, I talked to Shu last time around. So. Oh, it's been a year and a half, maybe something like that. A lot of things have been going on.
Yeah, a lot of things.
This show, of course, the big thing, PSVR, sort of coming to its own. Being launched this October. Can you tell us what sort of went into sort of the launch announcement now and why you picked October, why you wanted to have it out then?
Well, a number of questions there. I think first the October timing. That is the window when we think we have the perfect combination of the right quantity of hardware, which we need because we're going to launch pretty much everywhere in the world, and the right lineup of really good games.
And of course, with the price that you have, you're going to have quite a lot of hardware, hopefully. I mean, that's the impression I'm getting. People are kind of happy about the pricing. What kind of thinking went into the price point that you're going with? It's €399, £349.
Yeah, well, we've at PlayStation, as you know, we've always prided ourselves on trying to make sure that we offer the best value proposition. And for us, getting to this price point was really important. We feel it's the right value proposition. We feel it's a good price. We're able to make money at that price, so we're happy to do it. We're just really happy with it. We were happy with the reaction yesterday in the press conference. We've been happy with the reaction overnight on the blogs and the forums, and probably best of all, early indications from retailers who've been taking pre-orders have been, just great.
Sounds good. I would
get that quick.
Yeah, I was going to ask that, but you said it yourself that you're not taking a loss here. You're actually making a little bit of the hardware itself.
Yeah, and that's good. Obviously we have certain responsibilities to our shareholders, and if you make money from the get-go, that's pretty unusual in this industry. And to be able to do that and have the price point that we have, I think, is testimony to Sony's experience in the design and the manufacture and the sourcing of componentry for consumer electronics. It's what Sony does.
If you will, if you put this into sort of the greater sort of PlayStation ecosystem, because it is quite large now. There's a lot of things going on. You got the PlayStation 4, of course, doing well. You still have the PS3. You got the PS Vita. That's sort of a legacy console now, legacy platform now. Is it also about sort of getting the timing right with your studios yourself to sort of be able to manage all these platforms and provide the content for them?
It's a combination of that and having the technology now at a stage where we can make this possible, having developers in a state of mind and a state of resource to be able to write really good games for PlayStation VR, and I think having consumer appetite for it. And I go back to the reaction overnight with the retailers. I mean, it's clear that the market is now ready for PlayStation VR. PlayStation gamers are ready for it, and it just seems like all of these stars are aligning, and we're doing the right thing at the right time.
You have sort of announced the packaging as well, and you're going with a package where you're not getting the camera and you're not getting Move controllers. I suppose that's also going to put a strain on the logistics, because a lot of people will want to pick that up at launch as well.
Yeah, this is one of the areas where Europe makes things a little more complicated. I love Europe. I'm very happy to live in Europe. I'm very happy to work in Europe. But it's it's a fragmented market. It's kind of a little bit tricky. So we're in the process. Yesterday was a very sort of overarching, big picture, series of announcements, and now we got to get into the detail and, as you say, figure out ways for everybody who buys a PlayStation VR to be able to get hold of a camera, and if they want it, because it's not required, but if they want it, to get hold of a Move controller. It's complicated because the camera, as you know, it's been in the market now for for a number of years, and we've got an install base that numbers in the many millions around the world, and we obviously didn't want to put one in the box. In every box, push the price point up for something that many people will already possess. Yeah. So we got to take this complicated European landscape and find a way to efficiently ensure that those that need to get a camera can get one.
Are you thinking of multiple bundles, that sort of a complete pack, or?
We're looking at all sorts of things, and you'll see the camera features in many of the pre-order schemes, and that will allow us to get a sense of how many people who are interested in this thing already have one. We'll look at bundles. We might do bundles. Many retailers organize bundles themselves. I think the retailers have an important role to play in all of this. So, we'll do it. It's complicated, but it's easily solvable.
That takes me to another question. Obviously, you're not going to do that at launch, but any thoughts on bundling the VR with the actual PS4?
No, we won't do it at launch. I think we will then wait and see just how well this thing is received in the market over a period of months, and then that would be one thing that we could look at. It would be quite an expensive bundle, but why not?
Well, if people want the full experience, they will.
Yeah.
But also is there any thoughts going into sort of potentially down the line integrating the box into the PS4 in a future iteration of the hardware?
No thoughts about that at the moment. We're still a number of months away from launching this thing, and we got to VR. We're very excited about, but as yet it's not proven. So we want to get out there, we want to see how it goes, and then we'll start to think about the future. We're very encouraged, we're very optimistic, we're very intrigued by VR. We hope it's going to be a success, we think it's going to be a success, but at this stage it will be really premature to start looking at things that would compromise the nature of the basic PS4 experience.
Speaking of that, when it launches, it will be almost 3 years since the PS4 launch. How are you thinking about in terms of like the lifespan of the PS4? It feels like it's coming there right at the middle of it, if you will. Is that your thinking as well, or have you sort of not put a date or a line on?
No, we certainly we certainly haven't got a date or a line, and some of these PS2, for example, went on for 13 years. The thing just refused to die. It just kept on getting up and selling some more. We're really very excited, very optimistic about 2016, where our ambitions for PS4 remain considerable. And nobody should be thinking about retiring PS4 anytime soon.
It's just starting to get going, right?
It's just starting to get going, yeah, it is.
Because this is the time when it's starting to get really profitable for you as first party and the third parties, because there's such an install base available there.
The numbers are good, and those numbers are publicly available. I think probably what's more important is that developers are now starting to get really, really comfortable with the device, and you're starting to see some, really exciting stuff. And we've got Uncharted 4 coming in May, and that thing's going to be mind-blowing. You're going to love that game.
Speaking of that, it feels like it's a massively different 2016 to 2015, where there wasn't a lot of new first-party games from Sony. This year with Uncharted, and also, of course, we got Horizon coming later on, and we got PSVR. It feels like a really, really big year for first party.
Yeah, it really does, and it has taken us a little while for our studios to get the measure of PlayStation 4. But when those guys go to town, it will be spectacular. All those games that you've spoken about. There's other stuff going on, so times are going to be good.
Yeah, not to mention The Last Guardian that's coming out this year.
Yeah, you don't get to ask me any more questions about that when we meet. That's going to be a tragedy for you, huh?
Yeah, I guess it's going to be sort of a scheduling issue as well, because you want to give each of these products their sort of proper space and make sure that they're not getting buried by anything else.
Yeah, and that's the job of marketing. But that's a high-class problem. I'll settle for that problem any day of the week.
Bit of a shocker here at GDC. Microsoft actually sort of opened up to the idea of cross-platform. What is Sony's response to that sort of? Is it something that you're interested in?
I really, in some ways, I struggle to work out what all the fuss is about here, because this is something that we've been doing now for quite some time. We've done it with PC, we've actually done it with Xbox consoles on Diablo and Grand Theft Auto, and we're always open to discussions with developers or publishers about this. It's like I say, it's something that we've been doing for some time now, and we continue to be receptive to it.
And they come out all guns blazing on opening day. Contact. First blood to the Cobras.
Well, I couldn't finish off this interview in a jokingly way to ask you, can we expect anything big from E3 this year?
Of course you can. E3 is the major event on the gaming calendar, and
is there any surprise that you got left after last year to hit us with?
I've had that question before today, and I'm very confident that you're going to enjoy E3. You're going to love what you hear from PlayStation.
Right, save the date. Thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure.